Hey guys, another Dragunity build here. This is a buddy of mine. It's the same one that I've done like his Dragon deck profile earlier, and the semi-budget Chaos build. After Charlotte and looking at the way Dragunities was playing, we've kind of gone our own way with it, following in their footsteps. This is, again, semi-budget version, no dualities, no warnings, etc. So enjoy! Start off staples, triple ducks, and triple phalanx. This is sort of the heart and soul of the entire synchro summoning of the deck. Trip Legionnaire and Trip Alclus for control. Excuse me. We all know that combo. Two Miss Layton. We took this idea from the profiled deck that Konami did after Charlotte. Allows you to stop and get around having dead Legionnaires on the field, and then bring straight back with Phalanx and go straight to 8s without having to use your Vajrayanas. One Tribus. The reason for Tribus, it allows you to have a one-shot Canyon if you need it, and then it also combos off with Icarus and Miss Layton very well. So it can help speed up the deck and keeps the budget idea going on. And the final monster of the deck is one Marshmelon. We chose Marshmelon over Spirit Reaper because Marshmelon deals the 1,000 damage when it flips. And if you get into the control scheme where you're attacking with Legionnaires at 1,200, that additional 1,000 can actually go a long way to help towards the win. And he just sits there as a fat-ass wall anyways. We'll get to the Spirit Reaper idea later. For spells, Trip Ravine and Triple Terraforming. Ravine being really the heart of the deck overall. Without Ravine, the deck starts to go nowhere. So we need to get into it as fast as possible. Two Consonants. Playtesting, we started to find the third one to be dead more times than not. And even at 2, we're usually ditching it on Ravine for other plays once the deck gets going. So we found 3 to be not necessary. Double Avarice, with Legionnaire and Ducks being the heart and soul monster combos of the deck. Once you've used them, if your opponents managed to have answers and stopped all those plays, the Avarice allows you to put them back and then Ravine back into them again to keep going. Double Mist and True Nade for backfield control. If our opponents don't have backfield to stop what we're doing, we pretty much win pretty easy. And staples, Book, Dark Hole, and Monreb. Traps, 1 Judgment. 2 Deep Prisons for stopping monster attacks and just whatever. Staple, Mirror Force. Double Icarus for the Tribuses and the Legionnaires if they become dead. And then if your opponent tries to bottomless or book, say, Ducks so you can't go off that way, you can go ahead and Icarus it and take your plus there. And the final 2, Fiendish Chains. The deck sort of plays Fiendish over bottomless or warning. A lot of the decks that we're topping only were using warnings and not the bottomless. Fiendish, while they leave the opponent's monster on the field, it's stopping the effects, which is why we don't play Valor in this build like the other builds did. And it stops our opponent from attacking with that monster, so then we can easily run it over with a bigger Dragon Synchro of ours or pop it off the field with Legionnaire. On to the extra. 2 Chimera Tech for the Cybers that are inside. Synchros, Cataster, Iron Chain, that will probably become an Android. 3 Vaj, this is the Heart Synchro of the deck. It's our freebie into 8s, or if all else fails, you equip Alclus to it and drop that to pop something on the field, and he jumps to 3,800, making it the strongest 6-star synchro in the game. The guy's deck I'm profiling just wanted to make sure that you lost the game when I just said that. You're very welcome. Bryonic, Black Rose. Black Rose hardly ever gets used. The deck doesn't really synchro for 7 next to anywhere unless you're Monrebbing like a level 3 tuner. So, yeah. Scrap Dragon, Cripple Stardust. Seems overkill, but with the Miss Layton's main, going into Stardust is probably the easiest thing for this deck to do. Probably more times than not, we can go into Stardust with Miss Layton easier than we go through Vajas with Ducks. So having 3, there's many times when we were playtesting with only 2, we needed to go into a third. So the third is there. Thought Ruler, MVP Synchro of the format with not enough to target and 2700 plus the life gain. He's freaking beast mode. And the final Synchro monster is Trident Dragon. For the overkill OTK, make your opponent go, oh shit, what the hell just happened to me. Side, we have the one Reaper. More times than not, if we side into Reaper, it's against, say, Gemini or Samurai, where they're going to have trouble getting over stuff without, going into the one hand or having to use their sparks on them. So you can go into this for more stall, and there's always the +1 opportunities with Reaper if we feel like we need it. Double Cyber for Machina, Karakuri, Gadget, whatever lineups. 2/7 tools. Games 2 and 3, more than likely, our opponents are going to be siding into more traps. They'll be going into pulling the rugs, chain disappearances, things of that nature. So the 7 tools are going to help stop the additional traps that our opponents side in against us. 2 pulling the rug for really anything. Mirror Match, Gadgets, Karakuri, Monarchs. I keep forgetting stuff. There's 7 different decks, 6 Sams, 7 different mainstay cards in Tier 1 and 2 decks that are played all over the place that pulling the rug stops. It's too good to not play at least 2. If we had room for a third, we probably would. Double Gozenmach for Samurai and Plants. Double Chain Disappearance, Mirror Match, Samurai, Plants, Sabers, etc. Double Trap Hole for any sort of stun or anti-meta deck for stopping Thunder Kings, Doom Cows, things of that nature. It could even be used in Mirror Match to stop Duxes and Legionnaires. And finally, 2 Crevice. These are kind of like our double Crows. A lot of people we see siding Crow or maining Crow or whatever. Crevice is kind of better in its own sense. It's not as fast, but you set up for it, wait for your opponent to make a play. Against Gemini, they'll go to Miracle Fusion. Typically, they don't have a lot of targets in grave, so Miracle Fusion is not a cost. So you chain Crevice to it and take their targets out of grave, and then Miracle Fusion fizzles, and they don't get out Ab-Zero or Shining. Plants gets rid of Debris or Glow Up Bulb, Spore, the things they're going to bring back to go crazy on you. Can take Dragunity targets out of grave, Phalanxes and Alcus. Makes the Avarices harder to use and harder for them to continue to combo off. It just has its uses everywhere. So that is our basically budget version of Dragunity. Deck still isn't necessarily cheap, but compared to what it could be, I use budget sparingly. But let us know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll hit at you guys later. Thanks.